Okay, so we're going to be starting out just with a few minutes. I took note of some questions that were asked yesterday, and I also felt the need to ask some of the people I know who had been in that situation before, just about two of the questions that I want to pick out. Coincidentally, I already spoke to my friends before now that perhaps they'll be coming up to say something. And although they're a bit shy about it, but then they are going to be here. Now, I understood that someone asked a question about the fact that maybe how to overcome, how to be able to manage time when you probably are living in a place that is very, very at a distance from your house. If you're staying in Lagos, for instance, and you know how traffic can be, traveling from a long journey down to school every day and back home, spending half of the day in traffic, and then you really literally have no time to study, right? And then how possible is it to still maintain excellence in your academics? So this is something that I have a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, that had the same experience. And the truth is, I had many of my classmates that had that issue, right? So I would be bringing up one of my friends, and I think she's here now. I don't know, Blessing, are you here? I can't seem to see her. Coming, trying to locate her so I can. Please, if you are here, just raise your hand, Blessing, so I can unmute you. I can't seem to find her. Did she run away? Oh my goodness. Don't don't do this to me. Where is she? Where is she? Okay, not I mean Olukayode Blessing. All right, I'm guessing she's still coming. Anyways, while we wait for her, the second person that would also be sharing an insight is for the sake of many of us or some people who probably are struggling with some courses in school, and we know that at some point in time, some people had to go through the issue of having a carryover in school and trying to see how best they could overcome that, because I know that it's not always easy. And one of the things I always tell people is that the fact that you have a carryover in a course does not make you a failure. It doesn't, and it doesn't mean that you can't bounce back. So one of the ways you could there are several ways for you to be able to pick up from here, but I wouldn't be the one to be sharing about this. So I would unmute the mic of my friend. Her name is Omolara. She was my roommate in school, and we were good friends. So in 100 level as well. Omolara, can you hear me? Please, your mic is unmuted. You could unmute yourself now. So we're just going to have like 2 minutes. I'd like you to tell us. I know that you had an issue with a course in the first exam we wrote in school. You had a carryover, and afterwards you were able to pick up from there. The growth was massive, and you were able to really bounce back from there, which I am so so proud of. Right? I'd like you to share your experience with us and tell us how you were able to overcome that phase, because I know that failing a course is not easy, and some people are still in that phase right now, and I believe sharing your experience would really help them understand better how they can come out of it. So just share with us your experience. Thank you. I can't seem to hear
All right, good
you.
evening, everyone.
All right, thank you. Good
Can you
evening.
hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Fire on,
Yeah,
please.
good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, so I'm so excited to be here. I'm excited to
Yeah, I'm excited
share
for
my
you too.
experience.
Okay.
um, Good evening, Esther. Good evening, everyone. I
Good
don't know if you can
evening.
hear me.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, okay. So thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. Um, to share my experience on how I was able to pass a course I had carryover in while I was in school. Um, I want to thank you for this opportunity. I want to thank you for this conference because I wish I had this opportunity before I got admitted into school. And
Me
for
too,
those of us
sincerely.
that are here, it's a plus for us. And I'm glad that you are here. And I want to believe that you are not just coming to attend the conference to mark a register, but I want to believe that everything you'll be learning here, you put to work. And okay, so thank you so much. So let me just go straight to the point. So why I was in school, my first year in school, when we wrote our first semester exam, I had carryover in a particular course, and that was computer. So when the results came out and I saw my results, I was so down because I knew I prepared, I read for the course, like all my courses, because when we got to school, our seniors were coming, they were telling us about the lecturers, about how we can prepare so that we don't get to have carryover or carry over a course. So I knew I read, I prepared very well, and I was also moving with people of like minds, like serious people. Esther was she was one of my friends. She's still my friend when we're in
See your
school.
friend, though.
And
Don't deny me.
yes, so she's still my friend. So imagine me working with um a first class student. I mean, what do you expect? So when the result came out and I saw my result, I was so sad. I was so sad. I cried. Like I cried. She was even the one consoling me and telling me that I shouldn't be worried, that I just had to prepare for the next semester so that I'll be able to pass the course. So I don't know if you've had carryover before. I know the feeling. I've been in your shoes before. I know that it's not a good experience. And when you have a carryover, it is good to cry, honestly, because I did cry. I was just asking God. Amongst my friends, I was the only one that had carryover amongst the people that were working together then in school. So you can imagine how the feeling. I was so sad. I was just um asking God, why me and everything. But then I want to establish a particular point here. Don't wallow in your failure. Yeah, when you have a carryover, it is time for you to prepare. It is time for you to prepare harder than maybe you've done in that particular course before. So I cried and I told myself, and I told God, this is the first and the last carryover I'll be having in this school. And to God be the glory. That was the first and the last carryover I had in school while I was in school. So what I did was to read. In fact, I was reading and people were even scared for me that, what happened? Is it because of this
I was scared too.
one carryover? Do you have 10 carryover? And, in school then, I had my other classmates who had 2 carryovers, 3, and they were still gallivanting around. So do you get? So yeah, so I told myself I was determined, and with God and prayers, I prepared so hard, and God helped me. I passed the course, like I passed very well, and I came out with a very, very good grade, like a second class upper, a very strong one, to the glory of
Wow.
God. So
Proud
if
of
you are
really.
here today and maybe you have carryover in a particular course, or you just started, I want to encourage you that you should not wallow in self-pity. It is not the time to start crying and crying, but it is time for you to actually prepare well. And again, never take failure for an answer. Never take that particular carryover as you know I mean, that this is that, like, it's not the time to start complaining or crying, going to meet lecturers. At times when you do that, some of them
Yeah.
don't have your time, and they see it as an opportunity to even sleep with one and everything, especially if you're a female. So it is time for you to prepare more, and with prayer. Yeah. Thank you very much,
All
Esther.
right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Omolara. I know it wasn't so easy sharing all of that with us, but I believe that this would inspire someone. And let me also say that she was also running businesses while in school, and she was also still able to maintain good results because at some point when she would start reading, I would feel challenged, even though I wasn't really having issues with any course. But then the fact that she was doing so hard, even after I've read, I would still wake up in the night and try to also emulate that. So it was a determination that really inspired me so much, and it was one of those things I love about her. And I'm just saying this for anyone out there that may be struggling with a course as well. It is not the end of the world, and it is not your reality. You can do something about it. Make up your mind to change the narrative, right? It won't change if you don't do something about it. I know people that had carryover back to back from year one to the final year, and you don't have to be in that position. So once you see that you have a fault in a particular course, look for how you can do better, right? And emerge strong. You can still finish well. Don't be discouraged. Don't be disappointed, but rather look for how you can really work on this, and as well pray about it. I believe that we serve, if you are a Christian here or whichever one you are, you're serving God, and God is a God of excellence, right? And He would give you that grace for excellence, I believe, and I trust God for that. So thank you so much, Omolara, once again. Thank you. So we're going to dive straight
Thank you.
into, yeah, thank you. We're going to dive straight into today's session. I'm not sure Blessing is here yet, so I'm just going to go on with our speaker for today, and I believe is fully loaded and ready
I'm
for
here,
us.
Joe.
I can't seem to hear you. Is someone here?
I'm here. I'm actually
Glory, oh,
here.
finally. Okay. All right, Blessing is also here. And someone reached out to me to ask a question, and also on the group chat, about how you could manage time, especially where you are living is so far away from your school, and you have to spend a long period of time in traffic. So I know that she also, in fact, I didn't even know that she was a student in our school throughout the first semester, because I barely saw her in classes, and it was that bad. I didn't know her at that point in time. So I'd like her to share with us. And at the end of in the end of it all, she finished with an amazing result as well, despite the fact that her CGPA wasn't so good when she started out. So I would like her to speak for herself. I'm not the speaker, and just in, like, I don't know how brief you can be, because our time has really gone. Just help us understand how you were able to pass through that phase and still come out with a good result.
Well, Esther, you know it. Okay, first of all, good evening, everybody.
Good evening,
I don't
Blessing.
know where I'm currently at. Is a bit busy. I hope you can all hear me.
I can, but not so audible, but I can.
Okay, like I said, you know the whole story. Oh my God, you
Oh, you're good.
start
Okay, we're
now.
listening.
All right, so my 100 level was very difficult. It was difficult because I stay far away and I need to attend classes. I could not afford an hostel during that period, so I had to come from home, and it was so difficult. In fact, I have to even make the sacrifice that I will only be coming to school like 3 times a week to cut costs, and so I won't die as well, because it's not actually easy. So, and also in class, I'm always looking out for time. Once it's 4 like this, I'm already out of the class because of traffic and all of that. And at the end of the day, my result was really poor, really poor. If you are saying poor, I mean, Esther, you know. But the only
Yeah. Some people said they can't hear you clearly. Can you be a bit more audible?
thing I will point, okay, let me see, like two things that, ah, oh my God, can you hear me now?
It's not really
I don't know
audible.
what to do to increase the volume. Can you guys hear
I
me
think
now?
I can hear you. I don't know if others can.
Um, Please let me
All
confirm
right,
if
you
you
can
can
go
hear
on.
me.
You can go on because of time.
Okay, so I'll just point out maybe like two things that really helped me and that I could able to get on track and all. First of all, I'll say God, and like Victoria mentioned yesterday, that whatever you put your mind to, you can actually. And another thing is having the right set of friends. You know, my friends really helped me. Like this now, I don't even like reading. Even up to this moment, I don't like reading. But with the help of my friends, like they were so helpful. They were really, really so. That's like the major thing that really helped me, and I was able to like graduate with a very good result. Yeah, so that's what I can say. You
All
know,
right.
be
Okay.
have God and
Yeah.
put your mind to whatever you're doing, and also have the right set of people around you. Do you get? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's all
Yeah.
I can say. Let me quickly
Okay.
run off.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much for this
Thank you so
opportunity.
much. For those that really can't hear so well, one of the things you just said majorly is the fact that you should be determined, regardless of the situation you may have around you. You should ensure that you're determined and also have good friends, good relationship with people that could help you, right? So that's majorly one of the things that you may want to pay attention to. Thank you so much, Blessing, once again. I would like to introduce our speaker now because he's supposed to come up already. And I already sent a brief about him to the group. And tonight we are going to be having the person of Zino Eduru in our midst. So he's known as a graphic designer. But before, aside to that, he also graduated as the best overall best graduating student in his school. He's an international candidate in our midst. Can we begin to celebrate this presence even as I read through his profile? So Zino Eduru is a graphic designer and brand identity designer with outstanding talent for developing unique custom artwork. It helps brands and businesses by offering an innovative approach to ideas and concept development through graphic design. He is a self-taught designer and believes on regularly building himself to changes that creativity brings. With 7 years of expertise overseeing individual projects and brand development collection. So, ladies and gentlemen, with a clapping ovation, I'd love us to make welcome Zino Eduru to our midst. So, you are welcome. I want us to give that kind of energy to welcome him. Let me unmute him. Yeah, Zino, you have the floor now. The mic is all yours. You're welcome.
Hello everyone. Good evening.
Good evening, Zino.
Okay, can everyone hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, great. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to say thank you, Madam Esther, for this opportunity, and thanks to everyone who joined today. I want to say I am really happy to be here, and I really appreciate your invite for this event. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for honoring it too.
Thank you. Okay, so as she has said, she has already introduced me already. I'm a graphic designer, and I recently started my product design journey recently, and for the past 7 years, it has been graphic design all through, and steadily processing myself, learning every day, and yeah, we are here. We graduated this year, all thanks to God. And I believe I can share the impact with every one of you, what really went through, like what I went through during my process of studying. Okay, everyone, let's dive into the topic of today. So I was given the topic to talk on building a career as an excellent student. And basically, my name is Zino Eduru, and you also know me as the brand designer called Zino's Concept. And I would say that studying and working at the same time is something that really isn't easy in this modern era, this modern age. It isn't something that is easy at all. And I'll say that for those who are actually doing it, kudos. Like, I give you strong kudos to you all. It's not really an easy thing being the owner of a business and also studying alongside. So, first thing I want to say is that I want to clear your mind on something, that you all are capable of being great. Like, we are all capable of being great in whatever you set your mind to. Like, you all are awesome, you all are amazing. Because you are set your mind to something doesn't mean that you should actually remove your mind from it. Now, let me explain that part for you. There is something called neglecting. Now, that thing called neglecting is when you actually put yourself down. Putting yourself down is the worst. Is like, in fact, is the best route to failure, because you've already told yourself that you cannot do it. You neglect yourself, like you neglect the fact that you can't do it. You just tell yourself that I can't do it, like talking down on yourself. That is actually one of the things that causes a downfall for you as a student. The moment you say it, like, let me just put it in a Nigerian term, like, oh boy, I can't do this, so I can't. The moment you say it, it runs down to your brain, it takes over you completely. Like, there is nothing, that thing alone saying that I can't do it, it just goes straight to your brain, and then your brain starts function and says, yes, it can do it, it can do it, let's help him. That's why the thoughts of failure is very, very open to everyone. You see something and then you say you can't do it, you can't do it. We all know progress takes time, and it's easy to fail than to progress. That's very easy. You can just walk out of an exam hall and say, I'm not doing this exam, you fail, right? But then to succeed, you have to actually do the work. And that's something you should do. For you to succeed, you have to put in the work. So I will try to explain with my story. Okay, so I finished secondary school in 2015, and we I couldn't get into school at that time, and it was more of a stressful journey for me because I had to, do something for myself. And when I started the whole thing, I was telling myself that, am I sure I can actually go, like, maybe start school again, or should I just continue, just being a hustler, that kind of thing. But then I I kept the faith that something might happen, and it happened after 4 years. Like, staying home after 4 years, you might lose it. Like, you don't know how you're going to start because you're actually going to study outside the country. So after 4 years, I got the admission to school, and because of the time I spent back at home, they told me that I should start from the foundation class. Like, you have to start from the foundation class, and that foundation class was like you already leaving secondary school, and now you're preparing yourself for university. That's what the foundation class is about. So I got into the foundation class, and it was really, really, I'll tell you, it was really, really new for me, because I was like, do I know anything? Like, what's gonna happen? And I just said, I'm here, so let's just continue. We can do this, and we started. Foundation class wasn't really that easy because everything was like it was all new to me. And I would say that one thing you should know is that your seriousness towards something, and this being your academics, it's what brings out the result. It's what brings out that result you are looking for, your seriousness. I must tell you, it is easy to play and, forget about school. Like, you can take time. And, like, social media is one of the biggest platform you can actually just, waste your time, and you want to be this person, you want to be this person. Please, this is one thing you should know. Don't believe everything you see on social media. Just focus on yourself. That is something you should know. Just focus on yourself. You have the ability to grow. You have everything inside you. You just have to utilize it. Your seriousness in your academics is what brings out the positive and the great results you're looking for. So I was serious. I started the whole thing, and I remember I had one mistake. That was the one mistake I had, was a report writing style, which I didn't know of. Like, it was new to me. Like, getting acquainted with the system here was really kind of funny because I wasn't used to it. So you getting into that system, you have to know how to do report writing. So I started it, and I really didn't do well the first time. I I got a pass instead of a credit. So you have to have a credit first before you can actually leave that report writing. So I had to rewrite it again, and that got me the credit. And after that time, what I did was that during the holiday, before I started my year one, I was actually practicing how to write a report over and over again, over and over again. And I got used to it to the extent I was actually teaching. I was actually teaching others how to actually write a report. Now, why did I actually do that? I was consistent in it. I was consistent. I saw that this is what I need to do. This is what I need to do to grow in this report writing, because I know that I was actually going to use that in my study years. So coming into year one, and I um, I remember having a call with my aunt, and she told me something. She told me first class or nothing. I must tell you the truth. Coming to year one, after hearing that sentence, I first of all told myself that, dude, first class. Huh. Because when I entered the class and I saw the kind of people I saw, like the people I saw in that class, I was scared, because when you see them talking like professors and PhD holders, I told myself, dude, this first class, are you sure that you're going to do it? Like, are you sure? Can you actually do this? And she told me first class or nothing. I said, auntie, oh my God. First class or nothing. I'm in trouble. Okay, ma. Yes, ma. Yes, ma. I hold on to it. First class or nothing. Say yes. I don't want to hear anything more than that. And I said, okay, yeah, I will do that. Let me go. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead. And year one was a struggle because everything was being introduced to us. So I really didn't get it. Even though I was a graphic designer, I studied APRB. That's advertising, public relations, and branding, all three in one. All three in one. And it was so much pressure because I was just coming in, and I really didn't do my utmost best in year one, and I sent back my results, and my aunt was like, "Okay, this is the first step. You can actually do more. Try more, try more." I got only just one A, and then the rest of them I got a credit. So I said, "Okay, we can do this. We can do this." So in year two, I did something really, really odd. I told myself, you know what? I'm actually going to stick to this first class or nothing. She said it for a reason. So if she said it, it's possible for me to do it. And that's why this saying, I always say to myself, get rid of negativity and stay connected to positivity. I like get rid, like throw it away, just throw negativity away and stay glued to positivity. Because if you actually stick to negativity every day, like every day, you'll be surprised that things will not be going well. But if you stay glued to positivity, oh my friend, you actually do more. And when I started staying, like I just continued doing it. When I got the first results, because we normally get results from time to time, I got the A. Like I got A in the whole modules we were having. We had the visual design and different reports writing and the rest. And everything was just A. And I said, okay, something is happening. Something is happening. That's a good one. That's a good one. We're getting there. And the same thing happened. And I got B in one of them. And that's how the result came out afterwards. In year 2, I got 3 A's and 1 B. And I was happy. I said, okay, this is good. This is a good one. And there is one thing I should tell you. When I started studying, I was working alongside. I must tell you the truth, it was stressful for me because every time, like, I wake up, I have to design, right? Because I'm a graphic designer. I have to give clients their projects because I tell them that I'll give them at this time and then I will have to deliver. So I design and I even do designs during class. Who does that? Like, I do designs during class, like they're teaching, and I'm actually doing designs for the client. And when my seatmate will be like, "Oh, okay, bro, they are teaching," like, dude, I have to deliver this. So I'm actually doing design for the client, and I'll be like, I'm actually looking at the module handbook, but I'm actually doing designs for the client. And I was actually doing it, but then things were actually going well. But why were things just falling in place? Is because I chose to put positivity over negativity. I chose to put positivity over negativity. And basically, there is something I've learned in life. You have time for everything. You just have to plan and use it well. You have time for everything. You just have to plan and use it well. It is the truth. You have time for everything. There are 24 hours in a day, I know. But then, how do we plan? Number one, there is a trick to this planning, right? You see, there are some things that you know that I don't know, that you know very well that you should not be doing at that time, but you'll be doing them, and time is going. You see the trick. You know you are supposed to do something at this time, but then you actually just, you just say, no, let me just, let me try to just finish this one first. You understand? I do it, but then it's not good because this is actually studying. And I stopped it at that point. Like, I stopped at that period because the time, right? The time you use, dude, like, it's painful when you notice it. Like, you're supposed to do something and you don't do it at that time. You take that time away. And the funny thing is that time will go and you will not get it back. You will not get it back because the only thing that you have to ask for here where I study, you have to ask for extension. And if the majority of the class has done that assessment, there is no way they will give you an extension because you have no excuse. You've missed that time. That time is gone. It's simple. Like I say, your phone is good. I know it's very good, but then I must tell you the truth. The data you use in maybe watching TikTok and the rest of it, right? It's overwhelming because when you start actually just glued to that thing, like if you just stay glued to that thing, you just be going, oh wow, this is good. Oh wow, this is good. Have you noticed now that TikTok even helps you in the algorithm? If you are thinking of something, you are with your phone, maybe you're talking about something and you go online, you will surely see that thing that you're looking for. So basically, they are helping you to distract yourself. What a world we live in. But then that is the truth. You have time for everything, but then you choose to just, let's just go with it. And that's how I actually pull through year 2. They help you waste your time, true. Like, oh yeah, let me just help you, guy, come, let's just do this and do this, and you're gone. And something happened in year 2 that almost broke me. I lost my dad in year 2. And I know I lost my mom years ago in 2012, but in year 2, I lost my dad. And really, I felt it. Like, I was broken. at that point. Like I was broken. I told myself, and it was like 1 week after my birthday. So when I heard the news, I really, really felt bad in a way that I knew that it's just going to be me doing all this from like I was. How would I live? How would I live life? You know those thoughts that will come to your head, and you know you feel like, dude, how would you continue? How would you think of what's going to happen next? How are you going to do this? You might have lost something that is important to you, but then what I really felt bad. Seriously, I won't say that there is any excuse for it. But then I don't know where the energy came, but I think that positivity I was stuck to was helping me to pull through, and I still came out with A's in year two and 1B, and then I continued. I was just holding myself back. Sometimes I'll be reading and I'll be crying. I'll be reading, I'll be thinking of studying, but when I'm working, I'm thinking, how am I going to pull through? Even I was even listening to songs that actually help me, like just cool down my brain, and think of let me not think of it too much. So I continued pulling through, and then it came to year three. That thing they call friends, like friends. Friends is it's a good thing to have friends, but then it's a good thing to have friends. I said it. It's a good thing to have friends, but it's a good thing to have friends. It's a good thing to have friends. It's a better thing to have friends. Why? Because when you have a friend, you have friends, right? It's how you actually relate to those friends. It's how you actually relate to those friends. Because you have friends. What do they help you do? You're in the same school. You're studying maybe the same thing, or maybe you're studying different courses. But what do they help you do? Are they pushing you to Are they pushing you to do more, or are they just like hey bro, let's go out for a party, bro, let's do this. Everybody knew me for one thing when I came to Mauritius. Everybody, everybody, everybody knew me for one thing, and that is he doesn't go out. He's always in the house. That is me. I'll tell you the truth. He doesn't go out. He doesn't in the house. It took people 1 year to notice I was actually in this country, and I was with them for the foundation class to tell you how serious that thing is. When I started year one, it took them 1 year to notice that I was actually in that class. I was invisible in a way. Like I come in and then I'm out. You don't know I'm actually there. And not because I'm actually maybe just avoiding people. Like it's just me. Hi, good morning, I'm gone. Phew, you won't see me again. And maybe till the next day. So these friends, we knew each other from IFP, and we did the foundation class, and then we came to year one, then year two, we're closer, and then in year three, where you knew that you had to come, like this is your last year in the school. What are you gonna do? And we started doing things. We started studying hard. We started like the way we bonded as friends was different. If we're saying we're going out for dinner, right? It won't be only just for dinner. We'll actually have something afterwards, like reading or study section. It was very different. And what happened afterwards? Now, this set of people that I'm talking about, we actually all got the first class. Only one person got second class upper. To tell you how life is. You know your friends very well. Like only one person got second class upper, and it was because of one thing, the report. That's one thing. But the rest of us, we got the first class. You see how things are? Like these people, they actually were, hey bro, when are you coming out? Um, bro, what are we doing today? Let's just study this part. Okay, let's just do this so that we have something to show our lecturer the next day, and you know, so we have something down because we normally we have draft section with our lecturers. Draft section is where you show your work and your progress to your lecturers. So you show them that this is what I've done so far, and what do you want me to change. That is something lecturers help you here. Like they give you like feedback before you actually submit your last assessment. Like you talk about it, you tell them where you are actually having problems, and then they guide you through to make sure you actually succeed. Now, one of these things that you should do is that you should utilize every I mean every I didn't say you should do my practice. I said utilize every positive chance you have. Utilize it. Every positive chance you have. If you have someone who actually help you to maybe go through your work and give you feedback, constructive feedback, please don't neglect that. Like every chance you get, go meet that person. Put me through this. If I don't understand 2 plus 2, okay, bro. If you have one finger, you have one finger. What is it 2? Okay, if I have another finger and I have another finger, what is it 2? Now count them together: 1, 2, 3, 4. That is easy. That is how it goes. I must tell you the truth. That's how learning from people are. You just have to pour out your own knowledge, and then the person gives you his own knowledge, and that's it. That's how teamwork. That's how teamwork is. Like in the football pitch, you have to know where your other the striker is, and then I know I don't play football, but then it's actually just something I just came up with. You know where the striker is, and then you know when to pass the ball, and that's why I say you should use your time very well, because you can't miss. If you miss it, you miss the goal. So that kind of thing, you have to be very, 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 very up and doing. So after everything, I kept that word in mind, first class or nothing. And on my final year, I was still scared. Okay, I was scared. And during all this, I was still doing freelancing. Like I was doing freelancing for my clients and making sure I deliver work. And how did I do that? I planned, and I didn't plan, both of them, in a way that sometimes I will actually do it before time, and sometimes I will maybe fail to do it and then ask for an extension from the client. For clients, you can actually ask for an extension to deliver your product or maybe a design. Yeah, that's okay. But for your schoolwork, that's the thing. Choose a priority. Choose a priority. I know, like I know, I know. There's something you should know. Like, um, if you don't choose a priority when you're in school, you have to have one that is higher, and that is your school. They're paying your fees, and you know how much fees are this year. Like if I tell you how mine is, if you say like $7,000, that is so big. So imagine you coming to a school, you pay $7,000 for just 1 year, and you now come back home with just a pass. Dude, where are you coming from? You don't do that. No, just don't do that. Just stay in the school. Just work for the school directly. That you don't. What? Why would you do that, dude? No, you can't do that. So you should have a priority. You came to school, right? You came to school. So if I'm in school, you have to know that the school, I should put it first. And I know I want to make money alongside, but then now for the school, this is something I learned. I don't know if it works for everyone. For the school, you set as priority. For the work, you set as value. The school, you set priority. The work is set as value. Why? Because the school is a priority while you're there, and then your work is your value. So basically, you have to build a value for your workplace. And when you have a value for your workplace, I'm saying this fast, but then it's just rushing into my head because I just got the idea now. For the value is that when you're working and you want to earn money, you actually have a value, right? That value is what you actually sell to your clients. And maybe you have a shop and you know your price of things. Okay. So basically, you have like, you can, for people who has maybe like a boutique or maybe clothes, you know how many people call you a day, right? Okay. So, and these are people that call you in a day. Okay, why not set a date? I don't know. I just got this tip now. The idea just came to my mind. Why not set a date that if the people that calls me between this time, maybe on the 1st to on the 10th, wants clothes, I can say I will give them a time, and maybe I'll say I'll give them on the 20th or on the 15th. I will deliver that. and that will be when I will not send it in bulk to them, which means I've already gotten it down. But then I want to just finish my schoolwork, and then I send it in bulk to them, and then they receive it at once. So I know that I actually have everything, and I get my value for that work. That can work. I don't know if that works, but then I'm sure it works because you actually have time for your school. You have time to do your work. You have time to, set things in place and know that you're actually free. Yes, that's something. That's something we should try. Every system you actually have, like everything you have now maybe has been done before, but then everything is actually repeated again. So maybe there's a system like that works because you don't know any system before until you try it. There are some systems that can be actually shocking, but then to surely work. Yes, that's something. Wow, I never thought of that too. But then it's something that's very nice. Just taking things to place and then delivering at once. But then, there's something you should know too. When you're actually a student, you should learn how to take things. Learn how to take in things. Like you should filter what you take in. Exactly. You don't know any system until you try it, bro. Like learn how to take things in. And this is in the case of words that are spoken to you. When you're actually a student and someone just look at you and compares you to someone, that is painful. That is one thing. It's a pain. But then there's something you should say to yourself. When you're compared to someone, you tell yourself this: I am not that person, but I can be better than that person. I remember I was actually told about someone that did well in school, well before me, and then I actually broke that person's record after I finished, because I broke that person's record, and it was good because in a way that we actually have a scale of 180 over 180, and I got three no 120 over, no, was it, sorry, 180 over 180, yes, but then I got 360, was it 360 over 180? Yes, I got 360 over 180 instead of 180 over 180. So I got 360, which was really higher than the major one. Okay, so that's the thing. Learn how you take things in, because there's something you should know. You might get to a great point, right? You might be there at the great point, but because your focus is waving and then you're actually leaning more, like you're leaning more on negativity, you fall way back. Like you must, maybe you were at that point, and at that point you were like, you are going to be good, like you're good. Jesus, that point you are good, but then you just give in to negativity. Falling is very easy, but climbing is hard. That is the thing of success and failure. Falling is very easy. You can just leave it and then you're gone. That's what I said earlier. If you notice, falling is easy, but climbing is hard because you have to, just, you just, that's the thing. But everything deals with your mindset. Everything deals with your mindset. Everything deals with your mindset, because at the end of it, your mindset is actually something that helps you out of everything, because it's your mind. The devil attacks your mind, right? They said a lonely mind is the devil's workshop. That is the thing. So when you actually just if you are actually just thinking, dude, I can't do this. And the funny thing is, during this time, I was actually working and I was actually doing freelance and studying. I was building up an online platform for myself. And right now, it's funny. It's really God doing it, because Zino's concept is not only known in Nigeria, it is known everywhere around the world. And it's something I actually built alongside myself as I was actually learning. It's not something that is just it's Zeno's concept. And shockingly, it has actually branched different places around the world. And I'm like, okay, this is something I actually accomplished in school. So there is nowhere. And I remember going out one day at the shop, and then someone just saw me and said, "You're Zeno's concept, right?" And I looked at the person. I said, "Okay, yes, I am. How do you know me?" And then I said, "Oh, no, no, no. I know you online. I know you online. Like, I know you online. It's so good to meet you." And I noticed that I've actually been an inspiration to people. People come to the school now because of me. So they think that it was the school that actually brought out Zeno's concept, not knowing that it was actually the boy Zeno that did the whole work by focusing on positivity and graduating very well with a good result. So you should know that point. You can actually be somebody who will motivate somebody tomorrow. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like people are coming to the country, and then the first thing they'll be like, "I want to see Zeno." It became so funny that I think they had to call me to the office one time in school, and then they were like, some parents came in and they were looking for Zeno, and then we noticed that your name was actually the one matching the pronunciation, Ewoma Zeno. So we wanted to know if you were the one, and I said, yeah. Oh, okay, so we actually got much people from Nigeria and some other countries too, and they wanted to actually um, see if you're actually here because the amount of people actually registering for school and wanting to study that same course has increased because of just knowing that you're from here. So we're happy to actually, have you here. Thank you so much. And yeah, you can go back to your class. And also during the time I was studying too, I was actually teaching. I was like, I was majorly the second lecturer in the class because someone was teaching everyone, you know, don't you know? What do you want to learn? And I actually guided many throughout the school from year one to year three. After lectures, you see some people, okay, peace, because they normally call me peace in school, and they will, let's just talk about this. What actually did she say that we should do? And I'll try to explain with my possible best knowledge about it. And that is something that's really, really, I want to actually encourage everyone that you are perfect. You are very, very like, and they say no one is perfect, but then we are good. Like you have the ability to do more. You have the ability to do more. I won't lie to you. Like you have the ability. Your mindset is there. Your determination. You have to work on it. You have to do it every day. Like every day, every step of the way, you have to do more for yourself. And there is something I also want to actually give you guys an inspire. Let me just inspire you guys with it. Like, okay, so after school, I know I did graphic design basically during the period of um, time I was actually in school, and I grew because uh, I just continued doing it. You have to have passion for what you're doing first before you progress. Like what speaker yesterday told, like you have to have passion for it. If you don't have passion for it, there will be nothing. Like you will see it as this is a waste of time. When you see that thing as a waste of time, you are not going anywhere. You know, like you're not going anywhere. You've already just set the pace for yourself that you're going to fail. So after everything, like I graduated, we all graduated, we got the first class, and um, I still, I felt down. I felt really down. I felt really down after it. I know the pressure of school was actually weighing me down, and the whole I almost told myself I won't do anything called design again. But I would say someone very special to me told me something. Um, I have faith in you, and you can do more. You can do more. You can actually. That's why you should have someone very close to you, very, very, very close to you, that can actually encourage you in such time. Like, you can do more, and there is no stopping. Like you've created a name for yourself. You've created You've created a brand. You've created like different, like you've touched many lives. So if they're looking up to you, why would you give up now? And that really hit me in a way that I actually had to continue doing it. And I I kind of started my academy, Zino's Academy, which I started, and I couldn't get a job, you know, and it was really hard for me. But the lucky thing, like the blessing that happened that period was a shock because I got a job without even submitting my CV to the company that actually gave me a job. Like I told myself it was a shock. I never submitted my CV to this company. It was actually a friend of mine who we graduated together. Just just said this is it just told the person, the owner of the company, that I know a friend who can actually do this. Maybe you can actually give him the job. And then I sent my portfolio over, not my website portfolio, and then I just sent it over. And the next thing that happened was that they called me, and this is what the man said. The man said, "We just wanted to see you. We have seen your work, and no, we don't need to interview you because we've already seen what you've done. And I just want you to see my partner, and I think you'll start this month. There's no need for there's no need for us to wait till next month." And you can feel that kind of thing. You have to sit down and think, wait, what's going on? Is this like a scam or something? How can you just see me and then the next thing you're telling me that, okay, I'll have to just sit down and then we start next week? Like I was talking to myself, what's going on right here? Then the person said, the man said, okay, so you're starting. And yeah, you Monday. Yeah. Then next thing, I studied graphic design. I did. I practice every day. And I actually didn't only study that. I went all around, like I learned videography, I learned photography, I learned during that period I was studying. So if you know how the pressure was, uh, I was sometimes I sleep 2 hours a day, sometimes I sleep 3 hours a day, and I'll still go to class and I'll feel sleepy in class. All those things were just too much. So I studied UI UX. I studied um, After Effects. I almost know all the softwares in Adobe family. So the next thing was that I got a job as a UI UX designer, a product designer, and it was shocking because who would have thought that Zino that always does the whole flashy designs, we get a job as a UI UX designer, and even that period of time I was even down. I even left social media, like I didn't post again, and I remember someone told me before that it will get to a time that you won't post again, but something big would happen. Like there's something about being online. When you're online, you have to actually know what you're taking in or you're taking out. The same thing that happens in your life too, because some things can be of destructive means to you. Some things can be a can help you. Like creating a portfolio now is one thing. You've already created a portfolio. You have a store. Uh, you have a store, and then you have maybe an online store. Yeah, online store. Thank you so much. You see, you can actually put your market as an online store. So you can actually create it. You can create a page, just a page on maybe Wix. Yeah, that's actually cheaper. You can actually create a page, and when people order, you can actually share it to like deliver it to them. All these ideas are just coming in, but then it's just for you to implement it. Ideas first, you have to implement them for them to work for you, and you should actually know how to implement these ideas. That's the thing. So if you know that your clients might be mostly online, you can actually have an online store where people can actually buy for it. That's why you have WhatsApp business and different places you can actually create links for people to actually get your product. And basically, we all know of dropshipping. Why don't you implement the method of dropshipping into your own business? As it will give you more time to actually, like um, get yourself on check, and then you do things that regards to school and focus on school. So yeah, these are, wow, there are really lots of ideas, but well, that is really something. I never thought of that in school, but then it's a good thing. You can actually do that. Yeah, you can actually do that. You can actually implement the process of dropshipping into your business too. Okay, and so I would say that one thing that helped me through school was positivity and having the right people around me, and not thinking to not not stuck to that negative part that things are bad and things are not good. If I actually held on to the fact that I actually lost my dad, and uh, you know, maybe I wouldn't have even done more. I meant drop shipping. It's something you have to actually have goods, and then you sell around to people. So uh, you sell around to people, and people actually buy from. It's like an online store. So you just pay you pay online, and then you know the person who actually paid for it, and then you share the goods that people have actually asked for online, and you share it to them. So basically you won't have to stress yourself. And that's how people do online too. And that is something you should know. When you see something online, you have to you think about, when you see something online, this is how to learn. This one should go to learn. This is a very, very good tip to learn. When you see things online, right? Don't feel bad about yourself and wanting to be like that person. Relate that thing to yourself and see how that thing can actually solve a problem for you. Jesus Christ, that's big. So when you see something online, like you have, maybe they talk about a business online, you can actually take points from that thing you are seeing online and place it to the situation that you are in, or maybe you are doing a business or something, and you see something online. What now? Your thought should be, what should I take from that thing that's happening now? Like, what should I take from what I'm watching now? I'm watching an ad. Okay, what should I take from this ad that will help me in my own business I'm doing, that will give me time? Because you see people talking about, they're doing businesses, and they're doing lots of businesses, and they are doing other things again. How do they do that? And that's the method I implemented on myself, that I was able to teach. I was able to, how would I say, I was able to focus on school. I was able to do designs for clients. I was able to deliver. I was able to edit videos of almost 2 hours, like 3 times or 2 times a week. So you should know how that stresses. And also do my schoolwork and write reports. And wow, that is so much work, But then that is the thing. That's the idea. If you actually give up on yourself, they say, uh, how do they say it in Nigeria? I'm sorry, my pidgin is very, very dull, but then I'm still I'm really dull at when it comes to pidgin. But then they said, now who stop nine lose? I mean, now who stop nine lose? So that word actually correlates to everything, because when you actually stop something, you lose. And that's the point I was saying, that it's easy to fall. You can just leave the pole and then you fall down. But if you're climbing, it's very, very hard. So you work hard. That's why they said, now stop, fuck up. Exactly. So you see, when you fall, nobody will actually think about you again, because you're already falling. And that's something I actually implemented in myself, because right now I'm surprised that even the name I brought, Zino's concept, and then that Zino's concept actually it brought out a lot of things. And I'm happy that people actually is inspired by Zeno's concept. And I'm always thinking to myself that, wow, okay, so this is the next thing. I will just be online, and then next thing I'll be like, I've even gotten strange messages with different languages that I don't even understand. And I'm asking myself, wow, okay, so this is a result of my hard work. So giving up isn't an option, just continue doing it. Like you go explain to her exactly. So basically, no one will actually listen to you after that failure. You just if you think that the only way to do is just give up, it's really not an option if you want to succeed. We know the process is very, very hectic, and but then after the hectic, there will be a kind of not even a kind of, there will be a resting part when at the end, because you will rest. Because at the end of it, okay, I was a graphic designer. I was always stressing myself during school. But then afterwards, I got a job that was actually on product design that I actually just, practice along the way. And I started working for the company. And to the shock of myself, I was doing well. I was, I was shocked. I wasn't a website designer, but then I did websites. I actually had to do UI UX for for applications and the rest of it. That is something that was just like a side thing for me, but then it became something that was major. So you never know what you might meet in your future. When you've learned everything you want to learn, you there must be something that will actually lift you up. So all your skills, all your knowledges, everything. I must tell you the truth. Education is not a scam. Education is not a scam. Like, you learning is not a scam. You learn everything. It's not a scam. The thing that you should know is that when you learn everything, the next step should be implementing it. And what you implement is what people see. And when people see those things, that's what you will bring you something, and that's what will bring you out. How do I put it now? Jeez, this head can be really shaky sometimes, but then I'm just getting these points from my head. But then I hope you get it. Like, when you do something and you want people to see it. When they see it, and then you keep on like implementing what you've learned. That's when people actually know that you actually know how to do it. That's why they say advertise yourself, do not keep yourself inside. But then just kill fear, okay? Just one word, kill fear. Do it. You can do it. Like Nike said, just do it. You can do it. Just do it. And when you're doing it, just don't do it because you're doing. And yeah, learning multiple skills is fine. Learning multiple skills is fine. I'm not saying that it's bad, but then I don't. But I would advise you, like they always say, Zino, to be like you. Don't be like me. Just keep that line. Don't do that. It's very, very stressful, because I know how many times I felt sick and how many times I had to, I get myself back. I like, geez. So, but like I said, climbing to the top is not always easy. But when you get there, you actually have time to rest and think about life and think back, and yeah, it's worth it after all. You have to actually be happy about everything, because at the end of it, there is always success awaiting you. So I will just round up with this by saying that um don't let your fear rule you in any way in school. Don't let your fear rule you. Don't let your fear, those fears you have, that can I do this? Is it possible? Yeah, they said all things are possible. And through God, everything is possible. Everything is possible. Like, don't let your fear ruin you. Don't let it. Like, don't let your fear. Don't let your fear, that fear that you have. Oh my God, it's in everyone. I must tell you the truth. Before the start of every project, you have that fear. For like when your lecturer just comes in and said, this assignment, this is what you're doing today. Oh my God, you hear the class say, oh my God, then you yourself, you can do it, but then you will join the class. Oh my God, I can't do this. And as you're saying, I can't do this, your mind will be like, oh yes. You see, your mind will just close that book. He doesn't know anything. He just close it. Don't need. He doesn't know. Don't worry. Just that's all. You can just that's all. That's all. Just cover the book. That's all. So just just if you just tell yourself what I did that time in class. I remember when they would just say, "Oh no, I can't do this." Guess what I was doing at the back? I don't know why I like sitting at the back. Then one time I started sitting at the front. I would just smile. And then my lecturer will know that, oh yeah, this boy is serious. I would just smile and then, just walk out, and that's all. There is something about staying positive that is really, really nice. When you stay positive, you will notice that things fall in place, and um, I would say when you set your mind straight, right, you things just fall in place. I like I always say, let's stay positive. Positivity is the best way. I must tell you, it's the best way. It's just the best. You can't say that positivity is is just a myth or something, just a word. If you actually apply positivity, oh my God, wow! And please don't let your environment change you. That's a very, very good one. Don't let your environment change you. Before I came here, and then you forget yourself. And that's what my aunt also told me too. Don't forget where you're from. Don't let your environment change you. You go to school, you go to school. You stay in school. You do whatever it takes. Not the bad side, just the positive side. You do whatever it takes. So, okay, let me just put it this way. You do whatever you know it's right to make sure you come out well. Don't let your environment change you. Don't, how would I put it? Put those worldly things ahead, like put it on top of what you're supposed to be doing. So you actually just throw it out. Just throw yourself out instead of you to continue what you're doing. Oh yeah, I was a student too. I was in the choir. I was in the media unit. I was okay. So let me just start opening the place. I was everywhere. I was going for rehearsals. I had to sing on Sunday. I had to, do. So those things are there. So I won't lie to you about anything. This is the fact, and these are things that actually happen. Rehearsal, like I remember my uncle calling me one day and it was like, "Wait, where are you?" Sir, I'm in rehearsal. And I said, "Wait, what? I don't understand. You say you have your exams like in a few days or weeks. Your rehearsal, my friend, dude. Just don't just let me get started. Just know what you're doing. All I know is that I don't want to hear anything. Don't tell me anything that this do this and time was not. Mm-mm. Like I said, time. There's always time, so you have to set it. I told him, yes sir, yes sir, and those kind of things. I was in choir. I was media units. You had to do designs for this. You had to run errands. You had to, um, yes, you have to pay your rent and do your bills. I understand that one too. So that kind of thing. Everything was just much. So all you have to do is just to plan. And like our speaker said yesterday, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And it's simple. It's just a simple sentence, but then it has a huge meaning because if you don't work towards it, and you know, and so when sometimes I even couldn't even apply, like answer people online, and basically people hated me for snubbing them. And I understand that we humans, we can't understand ourselves in a way that we don't know what the people might be going through. you know uh, um, uh, we don't know what people might be going through, so we always just maybe think, and then we say, oh yeah, he's snubbing me, he's this, he's that, he's this. So please, like in the world today, how the world is. The fact is, we are trying, and the world is the world is changing every day. So just just be safe, okay, and do your best. If you think that what you're doing now is your best, continue doing it. If you feel low about yourself, change it. Be positive. If you think that maybe you need someone to encourage you, like you encourage yourself first, and then you be like, okay, you can have a partner that you can actually talk to, and then you tell the person that I'm feeling down. What do you think I should do? Just tell the person that you're the best. Like you're amazing. You can do more if you stop today. Um, there is nothing. You have to just continue doing your best. Just continue doing your best and hold God tight. To just there is amazing things that we can do. You see those people that are actually building planes, that are building little electricity transformers and the rest of them, and you're happy with them. There is something that you can do too, but maybe you haven't done yet. Like I gave you some things that could be done now for your marketing and you know and your mini businesses. You can you can apply it. You know, you can apply it. You can apply it and just just get rid of the fear, okay? Just you're amazing, everyone. Like you're great. Like there there is no particular person that was made for greatness. Everyone was made for it. It's just how you see yourself. It's just how you see yourself. If you see yourself as the best in your class, you work towards it and you have the mindset that you can be the best, you'll be the best. So just don't neglect who you are and lean on what the other person is achieving. You can be your own you can be your own you can be your own greatness. You like the amazing things that you can do that hasn't been done yet, but you can do it. So just I'll just end here by saying, fear not, continue working, okay? Thank you all for your time, and I hope I didn't really stay too long, and I'm so sorry if I did. And I was just thinking on. Sorry. Thank you very much, everyone.
Wow. Hey Zeno, thank you so much. This is mind blowing. Like for real, I'm really overwhelmed and it's got me asking myself a lot of questions. But I love us to appreciate Zeno in the I'm sorry, in the chat box rather, in the chat. Just say a big thank you. And one of the things I picked from what you said is not to allow your fear to hinder you from doing things. And I believe strongly in that everyone has fears. In fact, the things I hold on to is that the most successful people are those that act despite their fears, because fears would always be there. Even before going ahead with this conference, I had a lot of fears. I almost did not do it, but I'm glad I didn't let that get the best of me. So thank you for sharing this. I do hope that this meets a lot of people exactly in place. You've said a lot. I believe you've spoken about a whole lot. Right about now, we'll be taking questions. For those who have questions for tonight, I would love you to send them in, or you just raise your hand if you would like to speak, or you send it to the chat box. So if you've got questions, please you could raise your hand now. Okay. So I think we got a couple of questions earlier on, and I guess we can start with that. The first one says, in mindset training, how will one scale through, especially when he or she is amongst people with such draining mindset? So that's the first question I saw in the chat. Would you like to take that, Zeno?
Yeah. How can you wait, can I get the question again?
I pinned it in the chat. Okay, it says
Oh,
that
how
in
will you
mindset. Okay, have you seen it?
yeah, in mindset training, how will one scale through, especially when he or she is amongst people with such training mindset? So I won't tell you the truth. It's better you actually leave them, because if they're actually draining you, why are you there? Like there is a saying that cut out. When I think in the Bible they said you should cut out the hand that will actually make you to commit sin. Yes, who remembers that very well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. So basically, if that's it, you have to actually cut off from it. I understand it's not no pressure. I understand how it feels like, but then it is the right thing to do. So
Okay.
that's basically, just go out of it. Just that's not
Okay,
a friend.
okay. Thank
Who
you
wants
so much.
you?
So that means we should cut
Yeah,
out those people that are not benefiting us.
yeah.
And I totally agree with that as well. I do agree with that. Another question says, how were you able to combine rehearsal with work and school without failing in any of them? I think this is something I also would like to
Okay.
know.
Yeah, I must tell you the truth. So I was working, and this is the plain truth. This is just me. I was working, doing my which is my freelance, and then also delivering projects, doing my assessments, and the rest of it. And then I did rehearsal alongside it. I must tell you the truth. There are many times that I actually hold the mic on Sundays and my voice is gone. And I'm still having that issue till now because the stress was actually overwhelming in a way that when I start singing, I go off. Like it's always like like it's gone. It's gone. So I tell myself this, and I believe God actually heard me. I think so because it was funny. Even though I actually sang with those cracked voice, things were still happening. You know,
Oh.
everything was flowing well, and I must tell you the truth. It's hard because I do feel bad every time I just want to sing and rehearsals, and I'll be like, I'm really stressed. But then there are sometimes I actually take breaks. I'll be like, okay, so today I could not maybe attend rehearsal, and our MD will understand and say, you know, I understand how school is, and I know how some MD can be. They will tell you that. Let me tell you the fact. How can you be saying you're not to serve God because you are having school? Serve God first, and God will help you in school. That is how you are supposed to do it. Do not do it. But at the end of it is your health. You can just fall down tomorrow.
Yeah,
You
and
can
life
just
goes
fall down
on.
tomorrow. So basically, you have to just, you have, please, I beg you, just let me rest. Thank you. Understand? Even God understands. On the seventh day, he rested. Why did he rest? He had to rest after working. So I'm sorry. Have to. Yeah, things. It's very
Oh my
important.
goodness. Well, you're totally right. And I quite understand all that you said. I quite relate with that as well. So there's a place of getting a balance and resting, finding a place of rest. Thank you so much. I think someone's hand was raised. If you have questions that you want to speak, just tap on the mic. There is a mic here in the voice chat. Once you ask me to allow you to speak, I would unmute your mic. But if you don't do that, I can't identify you from the chat. So if you want to speak, you could just come here and tap on the button to request to speak, or you drop a message in the chat box and I'll read it out. All right. I think Olamide's hand was raised earlier. If you're here, you can speak now. If you're not, Favor, you can go ahead. Your hand is raised.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good
Thank you
evening.
so much for
Good
this
evening.
section. My question goes like this. It's about building skills, and
Okay.
sometimes I don't know if it's my mind playing down on me. I used to feel like learning a new skill might not be needed, like let's say the trend now of like AI, and
Yeah.
I've had opportunity to enroll in courses and all those stuff, but a lot of times I end up not doing it because I
Okay.
feel like, do I really need this? Is it related to what I want? And
That's
at
the
the same time
mindset.
I'll be like, what if, like what you said about the UI UX design? I mean,
Yes.
it was not even something you wanted to do or you saw yourself doing in the future, but you just
Exactly.
clicked. So I don't know how to deal with that.
Okay. Okay. Let me just give you a few tips. Okay. So we are all afraid for uh we're all afraid for AI has really engulfed everywhere. Like it's everywhere, and we are now. There is something you should do about this whole AI thing. So you let me just put it like this: instead of you to be afraid of AI, why don't you use AI to your advantage? Like use it to your advantage in a way that okay. So basically, they normally teach online that there's a way you can actually use AI to get maybe your opportunities. Okay, so what do you actually want to do? Now, what you want to do there a particular thing you want to learn? Let me just give you a tip. Let me just give you techniques now. What do you want to learn? Like, is there like a particular thing you want to learn?
Okay, right now I'm actually into web development,
Okay, thank
and
you so
then
much. Good.
recently, I recently picked a course on UI UX design.
Good.
So currently, I just said that like everybody's like, go learn something in AI, go learn something in AI, go learn something in AI, and
Good.
I don't just know how to like, yeah.
Yes, that's exactly the same advice I got. So when I finished school, the first advice I got was that you should actually learn how to use AI. Like, so that's what I got. And what I will tell you is that you should involve AI in your learning in a way that you won't actually be studying directly AI, but you'll be learning how to use AI to solve your problems. Why? Okay, you're learning. There are different websites on. Now there are actually some AI site that you can actually type codes, and you just type a command, and then it gives you a full app for you to use. Okay, so if I can actually use that site to create um an app, why would I think of using Flutterflow? And yeah, I just knew Flutterflow like 4 months ago. Yeah, Flutterflow and Figma and maybe WordPress to do a design. Why would I be actually be doing that when I can actually use that site? That's wrong. Because why? You can actually use that AI thing to create that app, and then when you actually have the app, you can actually learn. Because the thing that is funny is that we think that AI is studying us, but we can actually study AI. Because we nowadays, if you type, why am I even saying this? I don't even know how this thing is coming, but it's true. But then, when you're actually studying the AI, the AI is studying us, but we are studying it. We know the techniques it's using to actually do those things, right? Why not implement it in our designs? In a sense that we know how to, maybe you see the AI do the whole website thing, and sometimes if you notice when you actually type in those things, it still come out the same. So if I say that 10 people use AI to do their sites, I will know because there's a particular thing that is the same in all of them. Why don't I actually give that kind of thing to my clients in a way that when they're actually getting those things that are the same in AI, right? That the same thing on the websites. Okay, so me that's actually doing it, why don't I do something that is different from what the AI is doing? So what I'll say is that you should
Can
actually,
use hello.
yeah, sure. Yeah, you can continue. Hello, I can't hear you.
Okay. You said we can study AI. How do you think we can? How can we
Okay,
study the AI?
okay, how can you study the AI? Okay, in this way. Now we have platforms online, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, okay, I can see that I'm actually you can put off your mic. Okay, so now we have platforms online, right? We have every the solutions online, right? So how do you study AI? Let me tell you how. This is simple. I know that it's odd, but then if you type a command, right? If you notice what AI gives to you, it notice that it gives to you almost similar to what you asked before. Maybe you asked something before and then you ask something different again. It will give you something that it picked from that same thing you had before and give you again. Are you seeing the technique of AI? So if you notice that people are actually liking that thing, there is something that they said when you have a step and people like that step, don't change it for that person. Just improve on it. So basically, improving on it means that you have to actually look for synonyms. Yeah, that is like a term in English. So you look for synonyms that are actually related to that field. And this is deep, but then that is it. So you have synonyms that are actually related to that same thing that it's being repeated everywhere. So the synonyms is what you go for to make it go high and high. I don't know if I'm actually making sense, but it's actually a technique and it works. It actually worked for me in a way that when I was actually learning how to design, right? I actually picked from more than I think how many designers, and then I came up with my own style. That is the same thing that you actually know about AI. You pick out the solution from different AIs, like you use different AIs to get ideas, and then you improve on those ideas on your own. Do you get that point, or is it confusing?
David, are you still there? Divine, rather. Are you still there?
Okay, yes.
You get,
The what's it called? About choosing your career. How about
yeah.
if you're confused about the particular one you should go for, what should you do?
Okay, so when you have different careers, we know that there are many careers, and at the end of it, sometimes you don't actually get that same career that we're looking for. Like me, I'm saying the truth. That's the truth. And what you do is that you have uh you have the various careers, right? And those careers, you have to make sure that the careers are something that are in line. Because one career, if you notice, graphic design has lots of things under it. Graphic design has a lot of things under it. Okay, now the next thing you hear now, they say tech is a major, and then graphic design is still under tech. So there's some things that are actually just related. So when you are studying a career, you should make sure that you know those things under it. Like the manager, there's a manager, there's an executive, there is maybe a receptionist, there's maybe a secretary. So those things is that there are people who study to be managers, but then at the end of it, they end up being maybe the accountant or something. So why are they doing well with that thing? Is because they actually studied for it in time. Maybe they just say, if the manager doesn't work, I go for this one. So that's the thing. You have to have like a side thing, to chip in. Is that good, or is it
Okay.
confusing?
Thank you so much, Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We have another hand raised. Ido, Dorcas, you can speak. If she's not there, I think Olamide, your mic is also unmuted already. You can also speak.
Okay, good
Am I
evening.
supposed to be
Good
very
evening.
positive?
Good
Hi, good
evening,
evening.
everyone. Good evening, sir.
Good
Okay, I
Yes,
have
evening.
good.
two questions. My first
Okay.
question is it okay to learn different skills? Like personally for me, I'm a graphic designer, a video editor, and web designer, and I do animate sometimes. So I'm going to ask, is it like okay to learn these skills together? Like, is it okay? Though people do
Yes.
say you learn complementary skills or something like that, but is it okay? Because people have been trying to like discourage me and say you cannot do like jack of all, like jack of all. I don't know how they put it.
Jack of all
And then
trades.
yes, thank you, jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, thank you. And my second question is, okay, so I'm aspiring to go to school and I want to do jam next year. Though I've written jam, I think this is my third time writing jam. So
Wow.
I do have schedules of things. I do have schedule like because I'm also a marketer. I sell things online. So there are some times when I schedule myself and I come online, attend to my customer. I can take like 1 hour with them trying to like sort out things and something like that. Then like, okay, let's say for instance, in the morning when I wake up, I give myself some time. Okay, I need to do this by this time. Then when I'm still doing one thing, I've not finished that thing, and the time for the next is up. I don't want to even do it. I have to like finish that one first. Is it okay to do things, or I should just leave that one and go to the next one since that's the time for that one? Is that, I don't know. Can you advise me on what to do on that? Thank
Okay,
you very
sure.
much.
Hi, thank you so much for asking that question. Even me, I've been thinking for myself, I'm like, wow, what are we gonna do? Okay, we're gonna do something, okay? So you say you do graphic design, you do animation, you do video. Okay, let me just give you a trip, okay? So for brand designers, the next thing you hear is that they're actually doing logos, and then the logos will come into brand guides, and then the brand guides, you must only have a logo animation. How do you do the logo animation? After Effects. So you have to learn After Effects. How do you do the brand guide? InDesign. So you have to actually learn InDesign. How do you do maybe the presentation? Okay, maybe it's Google or maybe something else. You have to learn how to use those things. So that's the thing. I must tell you, when you say a graphic designer, the next thing sometimes might be, are you maybe a visual designer just to design and show, or you have something deep, like you have something deep, and maybe you want to actually. And basically, the more you learn, the more you know, and when you know them, it becomes part of you. Like it's good. It's not bad at all. But then make sure that it's something that you will learn and then you break down. Okay, I swear I actually break down a few times, but then um, break down in a way that it causes you more than just a breakdown. I don't know if you get that point, but then when you're learning it, you have time for it. It's good to learn multiple skills because you don't know where tomorrow might be. Like tomorrow, they might say, okay. I remember when someone was given a job as a manager, but then the person didn't learn how to do anything like management. The person only studied how to do it, how to be a caterer or something. So imagine what, imagine what that kind of thing is. You only know something about the kitchen, not the management position. So you should know how things can be sometimes. So it's good. Then for the second question about doing things, I would say when you're doing something and then the time for that thing expires, I must say it depends on the importance, like how important that thing is. It's good to be flexible. Yes, that's one thing. But then there is something called importance. Like, what do you know that will be needed now? That's something we actually fail to understand. What do you know that will be needed now? What is the thing that we need to do right now? That maybe in the next 3 days, that is the thing that I need to complete. That is important. That I know that before those 3 days, like if I finish it before those 3 days, right, I will know that I have accomplished something. That's the thing. Maybe you put a deadline that, okay, the client wants something in maybe tomorrow, and then one wants one by next week. Would you leave the one that is supposed to be for tomorrow and go and attend to the one of next week? No, you actually do the one for tomorrow, right? So that's how the thing is. You have to actually have the let me just say, this is what I'm supposed to do, and I know how to finish it. I have to finish it. I'll have to finish it. Like me having a site to do. This is what I do. This is a website I have to build, right? And I have to finish the website. So if I finish the website, and I know that if I finish the website for the web version, I have to do the phone version, right? You have to know that, okay, yeah, a scale of preference. So you have to have maybe if I do the website for the for the desktop today, right? I know that it will take me a week or maybe 3 days. Okay, I will channel it into those 3 days. What will I do in those 3 days? How many pages am I going to create in those 3 days? That will split into those 3 days. So I'll do maybe 4 pages today, 2 pages tomorrow, and those pages will actually have. That means I'll have time for other things and maybe to rest too. You get my point? But don't be like me that will actually kill myself and do it in one day. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't stress yourself. Please have time to rest. So, just do these things. Like have a skill. Like scaled it. Okay. Have just know that okay, this is what is needed now. So you do that one that is needed now. Like when I was doing my uncle's video back then when I was still in school. So this is what I do. I have the school. Like when I'm done with my schoolwork, I know that I'm supposed to submit it before Thursday. So what I do is that before Thursday, I'll actually start the video on Premiere Pro. I'll put everything down. I'll listen to the whole video so I know where to cut. You understand? Yeah. So and then you actually attack them one by one, and then you finish everything. Before that Thursday, you're done. Okay. So are we good? Is that okay?
Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
Oh, you're very welcome. Great. Glad I could help. I guess there are no questions again. Okay. Are we good?
Wow.
Are we okay?
Okay, I think it's actually quite good that once create a scale of preference. Are you saying something? Okay. Okay, I think one other hand is ready. Then I will read the question in the chat. Ola Jumoke, you can speak. You can speak. Can you hear me, please? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
I'd like to know if you can hear me. I'd like to know if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Okay, her network is down, so does anyone have a question?
Okay, I have a question.
Okay, cool.
Hi everyone.
Okay.
I really apologize. I think the network was me off for
Okay.
Okay. So I was going to read some messages that some questions I saw. I pinned them already, so you could also have a look as I read them out. It says, please sir, were you learning those skills and also working out your career as well while in school, or you've learned them earlier?
Actually, I started designing in 2016, but then I was using Corel Draw, and I started with Paint actually, but then I shifted to Corel Draw. But then I wasn't good. I'll tell you the truth. I wasn't good at all. It was really bad. But then I would say when I came to Mauritius here in 2019, so I told myself that I want to be better, and I started, viewing things and making sure that my um you know, I view the things that I actually want to do. So that's when I started the whole Pinterest thing, and I started looking at things and learning, because I adapted the skill of see, adapt, and create. So you adapt to systems, and what you adapt to is what you bring out. Like when you adapt to good things, you make sure you actually bring out those good things too. So you know just and then I in 2019 in 2020 I started Photoshop fully, and it continued. I failed many times, but then after failure you succeed, and that's how life has been. So I started
Wow.
learning everything from zero, like open the scale, learning everything bit by bit while studying, and yeah, that's how life is.
Wow, that's amazing. Really, it is. It is. We've got another question here that says, how can graphic designers get clients and also survive in this rising era of AI? Although this is not a graphic design class, I'm wondering why there are so many questions related to this. Okay, did you
I
get the
understand.
question?
How can graphic designers thrive in this time of AI, right? So the truth is that
Oh, the
gra-
question was that how can graphic designers get clients and also
okay, get
survive
clients.
in the rising era of AI?
Okay, basically it all leads to your value. I know it's deep, and yeah, it all leads to your value. Like what you give, is it better than what they are doing? And you have to explain to them. That is where marketing comes in. You have to talk to your clients and be like, this is something that deals with your home presentation skills. You'd be like, okay, this is what you got from AI, right? Ma'am, this is what I can do for you, okay? I can actually do this website for you, and you have more clients than this. I know you actually say you did it with AI, but then if this is something I can do, if I do this for you, this is what I can do better. So you talk the person
Mm.
out of it, and then you can win over the client. I understand that AI is there. There is Canva. There is but then people are using Canva to do marvelous stuff, right? So if the person does the thing wrong, you show the person how to do it right. It's simple. Like they said, to sell yourself, you have to bring a solution. So you bringing the solution is that's the answer. That's just
Wow.
it. So that's you bringing the solution.
Okay, thank you so much. So the next question quickly. It says for a student who aspired to graduate with first class, and she means a perfect first class with CGPA of 5.0, but along the line had a carryover in one challenging course in year two, first semester. Is it possible for such a student to still graduate with first class?
Well, I must say I do not know the systems of marking in Nigeria because I didn't actually study in Nigeria. That's the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do not know how they do the marking because for me here is my year one wasn't that good. So my year two, my year three covered for me to get first class. And I even got the higher mark. So you understand. But in Nigeria
Yeah.
I really don't know how they do the system. Maybe they have to mark and maybe they think year one is the priority. So maybe
Okay.
so I really don't know how they um actually do the marking thing.
All right. Thank you so much. The next question
Yeah.
says, how can someone build his or her courage in order not to allow his fear overshadow him or her?
Oh yeah, it's how do you build your courage? Man, it's very hard. Even me, I'm still going through some tough times sometimes. But like I said, a very special person is always helping me from time to time. Just telling me that you can do it, continue doing it, and that's the best thing. Just have someone you can actually. I know everyone is scared of friends, and I know everyone is scared of having close people to you. But then you can have someone who can actually tell you that you can keep on doing it and keep on doing it. I'm right, like I'm behind you. I'm beside you. Just do it. Don't be scared. Just take a move. And I know it's something that's lacking nowadays because every friend wants your maybe every friend wants how would I say guy, let's flex, guy, let's do this, or every friend wants to show you that this is what they got for you, or this is I'm using iPhone 15, you're using an Android, and those funny and stupid things that we all argue about. And yeah, it's true, it's funny and stupid, but then you have to just make sure that you are safe first, because if you're actually doing things that affects the person's mindset, you're not helping, you're destroying the
Yeah.
person's mind. Just please calm down, just focus. Sometimes you just have to focus. Support your friend. Like, just, no, I don't say that it's everything is about money, but at least, bro, I can see what you're doing and you're doing great. Some people are not used to these words. I must tell you the truth. Some are not used to it because why are we not used to it? Everything is about money. Everything's about, having fame. But you guys have forgotten that there are words that actually have a much bigger effect on people. Just meet someone and say, man, you're doing good. You're doing great. I see what you're doing. Keep on doing it. You can do better. You can do this. You can do this. And I understand that sometimes client might be, telling you that, is this what you can do? Or this kind of thing. I know sometimes just wave it off, you know, do what you can do and keep on pushing. If you can, if someone doesn't, you do it for yourself. Tell yourself every day. Like there are some things on YouTube I actually listen to. They actually, they actually just, tell you to repeat afterwards. I am good. I am the best. I can do more. There are some things those are things I actually listen to that help me most times. And just continue saying it. It's good. So
Thank you so much, Zeno. Thank you, Zeno. And we have just two more questions that I've pinned, and I just want us to attend to this, and then that will be all. Thank you so much. The question says that for a student that is not too sound academically and doing more than one skill to support himself and also have other responsibilities, if he should choose not to do something, it may affect his financial support in his studies. So I believe the question should be, what does the person do about it?
okay, so you're not too sound academically, and you need more than one skill to support yourself in school. I will tell you the truth. This is where you place the priority and value together. How would I say this now? Priority and value together. Okay, now let's go this. You're in school. You're not too sound, but are you good in the business? If if you're good in the business, I understand. But then, if you're good in business, okay. So now this is where the whole thing comes in. You're the one paying your fees or something. If that's true, okay. If you're the one paying your fees, I can tell you, I have a friend. He actually paid his fees from year one to year three, and he was just doing only graphic design, brand designing, and he was able to foot the bill from year one to year three, and he also got the first class. How did he do that? He's a friend. I don't know if you know Paul Kelly. Yeah, he's a brand designer. How did he do that? He built himself first. That's something that we should do. Do not force many things at once. Solve one first. Be okay. Like he's good in brand design. That when he speaks out, like when he's talking during meetings, and he had he had he built himself to a place that his value was high, and then he was actually studying, and he was doing work, and he was paying his his bill, like he was paying everything. He was paying his rent, he was paying his school fees, paying anything that comes over. But then why? Because he was already ready. He was set. So when his brand project comes in, he'll be like, okay, so he knows what to do. So he just does it. That's something you can do. Maybe maybe the work you're doing, you're forcing yourself to do it. Like the many jobs you're doing, you're forcing yourself to actually do those many jobs because of one thing: survival. Now, you actually, maybe you don't know the thing fully yet, and you're actually forcing yourself to, yeah, I must do it. I must do it. And then you're not good in school. The mindset actually shifted to your work now. You can't be flexible. Like you are actually placing one, like one is already having much weight than the other. I don't know if you're getting me, but yeah, that's actually what I feel is happening. Like you're actually having the too much project. Actually, you're putting more effort there. More effort there. So when you have that thing, so you have you build value, and then you have everything set down, and then you can actually work in peace, earn in peace, and pay your fees in peace, and be a good student in peace. Peace. True.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for answering that. I really do appreciate your response to that. So the final question we have is saying that as a student, you keep reading and yet you're not getting the results that you really want. What do you do?
What? As
Okay,
a
the
student,
question
you
says
keep
that
reading
as
and
a
yet
student, you keep
not
reading, yeah,
you're
yet
not
you are
getting
not getting
results
the result
you
that
really
you
want.
want. Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. Just pray and meditate. I understand it's funny, but then yeah, it's true. So pray with that season, and then if you come to God, He will actually answer you. Sometimes this all deals with mindset too, because at the end of it, maybe you're the one who is actually telling yourself that you can't do it, and you're reading because they said you should read, not because you want to read. Like, are you fully into that reading too? Or, like, ask yourself the question, are you really into that reading too? Or you are just there, like, they're telling you that, okay, you should read though, you should read though, you should read. If you don't read, you fail. So you just say, let me just read. So, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You're actually not fully into the reading there. You're actually just, you know, I'll just read through you just read through the book, and um, like you just read the whole thing. Maybe you're reading letter B, and then the next thing, all the B's in your head disappear because number one, after you finish reading, this is what you say to yourself: ah, "Oh my God, I'm tired, man. This is reading. I'm tired." As you just say you're tired, oh my, wow, the book in your head will be like, "Bro, okay, you're tired. Okay, letter B, where are you?" Disappear. That's it. So
Mindset.
that's just it. So that's
Yeah.
the trick. I don't know, but then that's the trick. You just have to be. You have to commit yourself. Wow.
Hmm.
Okay, that's it. You have to commit yourself. If you're not committing yourself to that particular thing you're doing, well, you know what will happen next. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So you just have to commit yourself.
You're right. You're so right, Zino. Thank you so much. We're supposed to round up with that, but I've got one question that I see in the chat, and I feel that we should give a response to this because okay, she said her question is not graphic design related, right? So here's a question. It says that I'm an aspirant for nursing course.
But even my parents and friends are discouraging me to choose other courses because of money. What do you think I should do? Because there's pressure everywhere. I don't know how to build myself and assist them financially. I'm not really interested in other courses.
Okay.
What can I do to help myself and my parents?
Okay. So how would I say? God help me. Okay. So you're aspirant nursing. Okay. So there is I think Cyprus is a country for most nursing students. I would say. Okay. So maybe there is something that I actually learned recently. You have to actually learn based on your location. I don't know if that makes sense, but then you've heard of stories of people who actually studied something and then they came to develop their community with that thing they learned. Okay, God, please help me. So maybe this is something that is actually for you. I do not know, but then maybe you were supposed to maybe be the head of a big hospital one day. That's how it is. That's one thing but for sure, maybe God is saying that you just have to start this nursing thing. And I know that it might be a stress for them because they will say that it's not even AI related or it's not tech related. But at the end of it, who knows? Maybe when you're doing it and you're serious about it, you might get a scholarship and it might take you outside. I do not
Mm.
know. Like me, I just did design, and then I remember when I was doing design, the next thing I was called and said, "Okay, you're going to study," and then the next thing I'm here studying APRB, and that's how. That's the thing. It's a myth. I must tell you the truth. Even me, I do not understand it, but that's how life is. The thing is, I understand the pressure is on you. Like I felt that pressure too, because I really felt the pressure. Like home and the rest of it. It'd be like, what are you studying? What did you learn? And uh, like someone told me back then, you're doing design. What would you get with design? And now, what is design? What is
Mhm.
designing now? Who knows what will be tomorrow now? Who knows? Maybe they might say they need new nurses, and then the next thing we have a best student for nursing, like we have the best nursing student, and she's here. She can do everything that um, you were saying that you need, and the next thing, oh, okay, let's sponsor her. Finish. That's life for you. Like uh life is a huge mystery that you can't even unfold like in one
Yeah.
day. It's a very, very big thing. So you might not know what tomorrow, like, okay, in the time of COVID, do you know how many nurses that even got paid because of how they were taking care of people who were sick?
Mm.
So you might change nursing into something else tomorrow. You might even involve AI into it. Who knows? I'm just saying that okay, this is the person who actually did nursing and implemented AI in a way that you can actually test something different and use it to heal yourself from this particular thing. And this is what this person brought to the table. My God, there are different things to do in life. I must tell you the truth. There are lots of things to do. Well,
Wow.
I do not know, but I must tell you that that's true. That's not that's the thing. Life
Well,
goes
and
on.
I
So I
think
would say that if this is what
yeah.
this is what you're passionate about, if this is what you're
Mm-hmm.
passionate about, please continue. Okay, you can learn those skills side. Like I know that there are some nurses that are actually doing graphic design or maybe many things like that. But then if this is what you're passionate about, please, please, I beg you, do it. If you're passionate about something, you know how to do it. I must tell you the truth. I must tell you the truth. I'm begging you, if you're passionate about something, don't stop. There's bigger thing waiting for you ahead. Like the amount of clients that I've gotten so far from graphic design, people have reached out because I actually took graphic design as a friend and something that it was a passion for me. So the level and what I got from it, it's something. It's something. Like it's shocking how things can be, but this is how life is. Just follow your passion sometimes and add other things to it, and you don't know what might just pop out from different places.
Wow. Whoa. My goodness. Zeno, thank you so much. I believe that you really answered the question. There's so much that we don't even see yet. And I understand the fact that she may be having financial constraints, and like I always believe, there is always going to be something to be done. You could try looking out for opportunities in terms of, it could be in terms of learning a skill, in terms of a business, something that could also help support alongside to fund your time in school. But then I believe that if you put in more effort, if you believe in yourself and trust God as well, do your best, this is going to be possible, regardless of whatsoever people are saying around you. There is so much that you can do with what you have. And thank you, Zeno. And I really do appreciate everything that you have said here. I have learned so much. It has been insightful. It has been inspiring as well. And I believe every other person agrees with me. I just want to say a big thank you. Thank you for honoring our invite. And I also want to say I celebrate your humility and your honesty. You shared things with us that I believe we can also begin to work on. And I just want to say a big thank you to you. It was an amazing session. God bless you, Zeno. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, so we are
Thank
going to.
thank you.
Okay, thank you. We're going to wrap up now. It's 10 p.m. here already, and I know for some
And
people
it's 1
that,
p.
of
1
course,
a.m. here
this
actually.
is not.
That's the 1 a.m.
Oh, it's 1 a.m. Wow. That means you're three. Wow,
Yeah, it's
wow.
actually
You're
past 1
having
a.m.
this
here.
call at midnight. My goodness. What it's really a sacrifice, and we do not take this for
Yes.
granted. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Staying up this late to have this session. It means a lot, and we appreciate it so much. Wow. Okay. So, for those that probably want to, start learning a skill, one of the ways to start building a career in school is either by learning a skill, or, start doing something about what you're so passionate about. And for some people that may not really know what they want to learn, you can just try to look for something that interests you. If it's graphic design, if it's copywriting, content writing, video creation, there are so many of them. Now, I wanted to also share with us an opportunities for women, right, that want to go into tech as well. So I happen to be a coach at an academy called a Tech Trade Academy. It's an academy that empowers women across Africa with digital skill, and it's totally free. So they always have cohorts, and we currently just admitted some students, and we have one ongoing, and then there'll be another one next year. So if you want to learn digital skills such as data analysis, digital marketing, graphic design, product design, UI UX, and such skill, this is a great opportunity for you. If this is something that interests you, you could send me a DM. I think we'll probably create a waiting, what's it called? A wait list for those that will be interested in joining the next cohort. So it's absolutely free, right? Only that, of course, you have to pay. I think there is an admission fee of 5,000 naira, but it's a 3 months program, and it would help you a lot. And I would also be sharing resources with us here for those that may want to learn one thing or the other. So I think I have just a few of them, and I'll drop the links here for us to go over them. So on this note, I'd like to draw the curtain here for tonight and thank every one of you for staying with us till this time. You are amazing. You really are amazing. I do hope you've learned something. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. And have an amazing night. The session, we'll be having the final session tomorrow. For as many of you that are still trying to figure out what you want to learn, perhaps you're not interested in learning a digital skill and you still want to do something to make money, tomorrow is for you. Don't miss it. We'll be learning more about finance, how to get into business as a student, and how to make money for yourself. So get ready for tomorrow's session. Get prepared and don't miss it. And above all, everything you've learned today, please implement them. It will change your life. It will transform you and make you a better person. So thank you, everyone, and have an amazing night, a beautiful evening. God bless you. See you tomorrow and good night.